Builders are the quiet heroes among us. With nothing but dirt, tools, and teamwork, they turn empty plots into dreams, creating structures that shape skylines, create memories, and outlive generations. But every once in a while, something goes and the same people trusted to build suddenly become the reason things fall apart. This is the story of how two laborers ruined the very project they helped bring to life and got banned from the construction sites for life. Grab a seat and your favorite snack because your mind is about to be blown. Building a hotel takes time, money, and a colony of dedicated workers. But sometimes all it takes to tear it down is one angry man and a mini excavator. And no, this isn't the plot of a dark comedy. It's exactly what went down at the Travelodge Hotel in Liverpool on January 21st, 2019. The 71-room leisure house was practically done. The walls were painted, the plumbing installed, and the exterior had been polished to a shine. In fact, the final inspection was scheduled for that very day, with just a few finishing touches left before the keys would be handed over to the client. However, all that plan was destroyed, all thanks to John Manley. The 36-year-old father of two was one of the laborers who had helped build the hotel. So, his presence at the site that day didn't raise any red flags, at least not at first. But instead of grabbing a paintbrush or hammering in some final nails, John climbed into a Bobcat mini digger, slammed the door shut, and then drove it straight through the hotel entrance. Co-workers shouted and tried to reason with him, but John was far too gone. The man was locked in, fuming, and on a one-man rampage.
600 fucking quid! All you had to do is pay me my fucking 600
Come on,
quid!
Nick! Come on!
600 fucking quid!
Come on, Nick! Come on!
That clip wasn't just some viral meltdown. It was a crucial piece of evidence that helped investigators piece together why this all happened. And honestly, it said more than any witness could. So what exactly pushed John Manley over the edge? Well, it turns out he was owed £600 in unpaid wages. John had already raised the issue with the site manager Peter Robinson the week before. And when nothing was done, the builder spoke to Peter again on the morning of the incident. Peter did what most managers do. He reassured John and told him it would be sorted. But talk is cheap, especially when the listener's a broke man who can't afford to eat or pay his electricity bills. And about 2 hours later, all hell broke loose. And just when you thought the chaos was over, it wasn't. After wrecking the hotel lobby, he spun the digger around and started heading toward the car park. For a second, everybody froze. Was he about to take out the cars too? It sure looked like it until a few brave coworkers stepped in and managed to shut the machine down before it could cause any more damage. The scene was madness, debris everywhere, shouts echoing with a police siren bellowing in the distance. John? He bolted before the cops arrived, but freedom didn't last long. Nearly a month later, they caught up with him and made the arrest. By then, John had become a bit of a folk hero. Clips of his rampage had gone viral. People on the internet were calling him a legend, praising him for standing up to injustice and a flawed system that often ignores the little guy. Some even went as far as donating money to him, but his cousin Jason Pellegrini revealed something deeper. Apparently, John had been struggling with serious mental health issues for a while. His family had been trying to get him professional help. Unfortunately, they got stuck behind endless wait lists and red tape. That revelation brought a different perspective to the situation, earning John even more sympathy from the public. Not everyone fell for it though. John's little moment of madness had resulted in severe damages worth over 400,000 pounds, and at some point he was always going to face the wrath of the law. When the case went to court, Judge David Aubrey said what many were thinking. Yes, John had a right to be upset. Yes, unpaid wages can be frustrating. But smashing through a hotel like it's a Grand Theft Auto mission is definitely not the solution. And for that reason, he approved a prison sentence of 5 years and 4 months for John Manley. But if you thought John's rampage was something, wait till you meet Daniel Niagu. Like John, Daniel wasn't some random guy off the street. He was a skilled builder and the owner of a company called Danny Boy Limited. On paper, he had it all together. But behind the hard hat and clipboard was a man that was about to lose it. For this particular project, Danny Boy Limited was hired by Fenton, a subcontractor working under McCarthy & Stone Retirement Living. Together, the three companies built a beautiful row of retirement homes on Ermine Street in Buntingford, Hertfordshire. But in August 2018, about the same time the buildings were supposed to be delivered to the owners, Daniel returned to the job site to wreak havoc. He climbed into a digger, fired up the engine, and tore straight through one of the freshly built bungalows he helped construct with his own 2 hands. Then, as if it were just another day at work, he calmly hopped out and left a chilling message for the guys at Fenton and McCarthy & Stone. The message was loud and clear, but Daniel was only warming up. For his next move, he climbed into another digger, yes, a second one, and went full demolition mode, taking down 4 more bungalows. It was complete madness. The destruction was so massive that neighbors nearby started panicking. Some even thought their homes might be next, but Niagu reassured them that he meant no harm.
And he went, "I'm not dangerous." He said, "I haven't been paid." He said, "But I'm not dangerous." And then next thing we know, he gets back into the digger, turns the digger around and starts demolishing the other side of the road. And we were just amazed what was going on.
Eventually, the police arrived and arrested Niagu. What he left behind wasn't just broken buildings, it was an entire construction site reduced to wreckage. The damages were so severe, the main contractor had no choice but to bulldoze whatever was left and start all over. That was certainly not a coincidence. Daniel Niagu knew exactly what he was doing. "I decided even if I get in trouble, I did it for a reason, because I didn't get paid," the Romanian said after his arrest. Obviously, nobody likes to be owed, but most times the reaction of the person that's being owed depends on the value of the debt. In this case, Niagu told the court that he was owed 16,000 pounds, but according to his lawyers, the damages caused by the unpaid sum was much higher. When Niagu stood before the magistrate, he didn't mince words. He said the unpaid wages didn't just hurt his pockets, they crushed his reputation, left him stranded and forced him into a nightmare where he couldn't pay his own workers. Court records also revealed that Niagu's workers turned on him, allegedly even threatening his family. Fearing for their safety, Daniel said he forked out 3,000 pounds of his own money just to calm the storm. And still, Fenton didn't pay up. That pushed him to his limit, but instead of seeking legal justice, he chose destruction. Now, Fenton had their own side of the story too. They claimed they were holding back payment because one of their company vehicles had mysteriously vanished and was later found in Romania, Niagu's home country. The builder admitted that the vehicle was in his possession, but said he was willing to return it once he got his money. After assessing both arguments and the evidence before the court, Judge Stephen Warner concluded that Niagu's actions were a planned and deliberate act of revenge. And based on this assessment, he sentenced Daniel Niagu to 4 years in prison. Some people say the sentence was too harsh. Others think it was right on the money and believe Daniel Niagu should never be allowed near a construction site again. But what about you? Do you think these men deserve a second chance, or did they cross a line that can't be undone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this wild story, don't forget to check out the channel for more jaw-dropping videos just like this one.